I look at my closet and sigh. About a month ago, I was on a run around the city border when my wolf started screaming, "Mate!" in my head, and I was this close to finding her, but I lost the scent. In hopes of finding her, I had emptied half my closet for her. I take my necessary thing and exit my room. I put on a stone-hard face. No one has seen me smiling, except for a few close ones, and I intend to keep it that way. I meet my beta outside the pack house. We reach our destination in an hour. We exit our cars, and were welcomed by the Alpha Mason and Luna Morgana. We greeted each other, and were soon joined by other alphas, their lunas and betas. We were seated in the big living room. Drinks were served, and all were engaged in small talks. I was incredibly bored. I needed to get out of here. No one was talking to me. They were terrified of me, and I liked it that way. I mind-linked Nate, my beta, that I'm going out for a stroll. I excused myself. I was finally free. I walked out and instantly got lost. This place is like a maze. I don't know how, but I ended up in the kitchen. I looked around and caught a scent. Honey and cinnamon. "Mate," my wolf yelled in my head. I started doing a happy dance in my head. I frantically looked around, but nothing. Then I focused on the scent. It's coming from a cabinet in the kitchen. But that's not all. The scent is mixed with a metallic smell of blood. I mind-linked Nate, and within 5 seconds he was with me. I quickly opened the cabinet, but what I saw broke my heart. My mate. I carefully pulled out her tiny body out of the cabinet and set it on the floor. Her body was covered in her own blood. Black and blue bruises were on her body. Her breath was short, ragged. I took unconscious body in my arms and went to the living room. Nate following closely behind me. As soon as I entered, I heard people gasp. I laid my mate's fragile and tiny body on the couch. "Someone call a doctor!" I yelled at the people, who were just staring at my unconscious mate in shock. After a minute or two, a lady in a lab coat came in. Must be the doctor. She pulled a chair beside her and started examining her. After examining her, she called for us. I ran toward my mate and held her hand instantly. "What's wrong with her? Is she fine? What happened? When will she wake up?" I asked the doctor desperately.
"She is fine, Alpha. She has multiple bruises on her body, and I guess the injury on her head led to her being passed out. Her 6 bones are broken, and she is extremely underweight. Her tiny frame isn't helping either, and staying in the cabinet for too long cut off her oxygen supply temporarily. And according to me, she should be conscious by tomorrow morning,"
she explained. I nodded, and she bowed and left. That's when I realized something. Why the hell does she have bruises? Why was she in the cabinet? And the main question, who did this to her? My sadness was soon turned into anger on the thought of anyone harming my gem of a mate. I rapidly turn around to face the alphas, specifically Alpha Mason. "What is the meaning of this, Alpha Mason?" I said, extremely calm. He gulped. She is really clumsy and keeps falling on thin air, and about the cabinet, some kids might have pranked her maybe," he said. "Who did this to her?" I yelled. I had had enough of his lying already. He remained silent. "Answer the Alpha! Who did this to our Luna?" Nate yelled in protection of his Luna. "Luna? She isn't the Luna. She is an Omega. She..." Before he could continue, I grabbed his throat and backed him to the wall. "A word against her, and I will rip your head off your body," I growled.
"Why?" I asked.
"Huh?"
He looked at me confused. "Why are you doing this for me? Why am I feeling like this? Why are you here with me?" I asked.
"I'm doing this because I want to make you happy and make sure you're okay. And I feel what you feel. Those sparks, I feel them too, Princess. And I'm here for you. I don't give a damn about anyone,"
he said. "Oh," is all I said.
"Why did you cry?"
He asked. You defended me in front of her. No one has ever done that. I was never important enough, I said and started crying again. He wiped the tears away and pulled me into a tight hug.
Hey, don't say that. You're very important to me, and I will make sure that you are always happy. I promise. I will make everything better, baby,
He said. But why are you doing this? I said, pulling away from the hug and immediately feeling cold.
Because you're my mate.
He said, and I froze. No, this can't happen. I had a mate. You can't be my mate, I said. He cupped my cheek and looked in my eyes.
I know, baby, I know everything. Mason the moron told me. He rejected you. I'm your second chance mate, and I want you to be happy. I want to give you all the happiness that he couldn't give you. I feel blessed to have you as my mate, princess. Please, give me a chance. I'll do anything. Please.
He begged. I was finally having a chance to be happy? With my mate? I want to be happy, but I can't trust him fully yet. I want to give him a chance, but... This is so confusing. Give him a chance, Bella, Nora said. Okay, I'll give us a chance, but I still don't fully trust you. You have to gain my trust, I said, my voice barely above a whisper. I saw as his face transformed from nervous to shock to happy to extremely happy. He had such a big smile on his face I was worried it would split his face. He pulled me on his lap and hugged me like his life depended on it.
Baby, I promise I will gain your trust and I'll do anything for it. I'll treat you like a princess. My princess. Oh my God, I can't believe I finally found my mate. I'm so happy.
He exclaimed. I don't know if what I did was right or wrong, but I'm happy.